Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number one with the Icecrown Citadel Archons and Tactical Feed. We do go ahead and have Icecrown Citadel Archons did win the coin flip. They will be taking first pick and first ban when we actually get into the game, which of course means map ban goes over to the side of Tactical Feed. They have decided to take us to Dragonshire, but we're not quite there yet. We do need to talk about how the fact that the Tactical Feed hates the beginning of the alphabet and Icecrown Citadel Archons hates the end of the alphabet. We do have Ultrac Valley and Cursed Hollow being banned out by the feeders, and the Volskaya and Sky Temple being banned out by the Arconers. Just like going to the draft right now, so here we go. Here we are in the map. I do like Dragonshire is one of my favorite maps in the entire pool, just because there's so much going on at the same time. You don't necessarily have the exact same game being played over and over and over again. Usually people do prioritize the bottom lane if they can, but I've seen games in through middle. I've seen games fail to end through top because that bridge is a son of a bitch. That's just something that's going to happen. So with that being said, we do go ahead and have the first ban, as mentioned, with the side of Icecrown Citadel Archons. Globals are pretty good on this map. The solo lane is very important, so being able to choke out your opponent using solo laner. Rexar is extremely good on this map because he can occupy the point and also push the wave at the same time. He's magic. Also not a bad map for Abathur, not a bad map for Vikings. There's a lot of options coming out. We do go ahead and have the Anubarak, not the bug I was talking about. I was talking about a different bug whose name starts with an A, but you know what? We'll take it. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and go into the first ban on the side of Tactical Feed. We've gotten the bug taken out. The bug has been debugged. The bug has been raided. We'll go and go with that. The bug has been raided. So with that, we do go and have the second ban coming in. Who will be joining the bug in the permanent bench? I mean, really, you could argue that like 80 heroes are joining the bug in the bench, but it will actually be Vala. Vala's ability to do damage to a single target is just a little bit too big. It is interesting, and a Nubrak Bond kind of means that. What did I say, Bond? That was kind of a weird way of saying that word. A Nubrak Band is kind of indicative that they want a comp and they don't want to just be stunned to death. A Nubrak is the tank with the most stuns in the entire game, so removing him kind of says that they don't want a pick comp going against them because the Nubrak is super good at isolating, picking out targets. We do have Stuke being banned out second by the Archons. Another kind of indicative of we're going to isolate someone and then make sure they can't press their buttons. So, do have to see what this means. They're taking away a lot of pivotal pick comp tools away from their opponent. That may mean the Tactical Feed is actually running a lot of pick comps over the years or over the season. Years. I don't know how long I think the season is, but apparently it's much longer than it actually is. And then we do have the Stitches. Little bit of a minor tank choke, but not really. Nothing super to write home about. So now we have the actual real picks. Bans are cool. Bans are nice. I like talking about who is banned, but the real story, the real question, is going to be who gets picked out. And we do go and have Brightwing be the first one. Very, very, very powerful pick coming out from Star Fungus. Brightwing is, of course, one of those global heroes we're talking about. And also just incredibly, incredibly agile. Basically has fast feet except wings. So is just as slippery as Lily can be. On the opposite side, it looks like the offlaner or the global battle is on as Dahak is picked up. And they're going to get Tychus into nothing. Like, Tychus does a butt ton of damage anyway, so I don't blame that. But bit of an early Tychus. Honestly, there's still a lot of opportunities to get a Cassia, to get a Johanna. Speaking of Johanna, there she is. One second, just gotta update a few things. I'm talking too much and not updating enough. And then lastly, we do have the Johanna, Jacqueline Hyde. All right, there is our picks. There is everything updated. So I do like the Johanna into the Tychus quite a bit. I mean, you probably guessed that whenever I talked about it immediately. Being able to blind Tychus during his minigun does so much to mitigate the damage potential that the character has. I forgot how to speak for a second, but you know it's okay. I'm not required to speak. All right, and the last hero coming in here, we do go and have the Anduin. And that's actually interesting because Anduin is the counter to a pick comp. So, like the other two were to shut down a pick comp, and here we go ahead and have the Anduin not being allowed to counter a pick comp either. We do have Broom Boy coming out with the Mei. I do know the Broom Boy loves their Mei and is very effective on it.
So it begins.
And the Materium is going to take the Old Man Deckard card. I will never not say his name like that. It just won't happen. Don't wait for it. So our last two picks, we still need an offlaner to go into the Dahaka. And we do need our second DPS, our auto attacker, or possibly our melee assassin. It doesn't look like going Sonya into Dahaka. That seems dangerous to me. Dahaka, if he can hit his tongue, can go ahead and stop Sonya from ever healing. And then Sylvanas will be our auto attacker. So on the other side, we do need our second. We've already got the Tigers for the auto attacker, so we need our mage. Or possibly our melee DPS. You can go that way, but I see double bruiser. This is a map that would not be terrible for it. We still do have Falstad if you want to double down on the global. But no, they do go for Kale Foss. All right. And with that being said, we do go ahead and have everyone locked in. Look at the two teams, Johanna versus Mei. Mei slightly better in engage, but I do think the Johanna is going to be very, very good at stopping down the Tychus damage. I do kind of favor the Archons here, but you know what? I'm a bronze level player. Don't listen to me. Go ahead and listen to your heart. And speaking of which, I'll go ahead and get the bets up. So go ahead and put your money where your mouth is. Put your points where your mouse is. I don't know, but bet and have fun. All right, here we go into game number one. Coming in on the side of the Icecrown Citadel Archons on the cyan side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have. If I can press the button. Jekyll and Hyde playing that there Johanna. Akari on the Sonya. Jaeger is playing the Sylvanas. Bob coming in here on Li Ming. And Starfungus on Brightwing. On the other side of the battlefield, coming in on the orange, we do go and have Tactical Feed representing the Broom Boy on Mei. Solidity is playing the Tychus. We have Faldroth on the Kale Foss. Materium on Deckard. And Whereabouts playing the Dahaka. Interesting enough, actually juking out their opponents, making them think that Sylvanas is cheesing somewhere. Although actually Sylvanas on the other side, so not really. That's a really odd juke. They're like, haha, we'll trick you into thinking that we have Sylvanas, but it did not work. That when it came in, did a lot of damage to the tower and then moved down below. Not 100% sure what that play was for. I'm going to try and remember and ask them if they do end up being the winner. If they are not the winner, well, I won't ask them because that's how interviews work. You do go ahead and have everyone moving through. A lot of pressure down here on this bottom lane. But this does mean Li Ming is coming in. A little bit of a dangerous rotation coming in. But no, they were not in a position to actually punish the Li Ming. Broom Boy moves forward, does a little bit of damage to Bob, but Bob will be absolutely okay as he moves forward. Veldroth takes a good bit of damage, is trying a little mage battle going on. A Pyroblast comes down, or a Pyro Field comes down. The Li Ming going to be okay. Arcane Orb comes out, and a Dorito goes and explodes in the ground, but catches no one. No one catches the nacho cheese goodness of the Dorito. Deckard is going home sad today. We have Dahaka and Sonya fighting up here. It does look like Sonya has the advantage and is moving up in order to secure this top route. In 10 seconds, we do have this going on. Sylvanas also very close to getting the bottom, and they do have Brightwing in the middle, so they might be looking to get a extremely, extremely fast Dragon Knight. We'll just have to see. Jekyll and Hyde is going ahead and zoning for the team. Broom Boy coming in, looking for this. Bob trying to clear this out, but will not be able to get it. Here comes the invade. Sylvanas coming in from below, looking for an engage here. We do go and have Brightwing moving in, but the Giant Camp is actually stolen by Tactical Feed. And poor Bob is right back like, I just tried to kill you. Eldroth here in the middle, ready to become the Dragon Knight at any moment. But we do have Brightwing, obviously very fast. Starfungus not going to let Faldroth do that, but we do have Materia moving in. However, it does look like Sonya has retaken the top, at least temporarily, but does not have a lot of hit points. Needs to be very, very careful trying to hold this top point as Whereabout goes forward and just consumes Essence in order to get free health because Dahaka's a big old cheater. Down here in the bottom lane, we do go have continual pressure from the Mercenary camp. The Giants going in, throwing bolters at the armaments of their opponents. Boy goes in and knocks Jaeger back. There's another Decker Dorito coming out, but does miss. Does go ahead and stops the armaments from moving, but you know what? They weren't going anywhere anyway. Broom Boy getting a lot of damage. We do go and have the teleport in from the Brightwing. There is a blind on the Tigers, and Broom Boy going to go ahead and get out of there just fine. Another Dorito goes down, but another Dorito does miss out. And we do have a blue channeling temporarily, but we do have Kelthus moving up here. Is looking for the Sonya, going around the other side. Break on through to the other side. Akari in a little bit of trouble. Just go ahead and spin the wind right out of there. The whirlwind to make sure that they can't take damage. Do they have a tap? Science points you no as they go ahead and start zip zooming right back to the other side. Now we have Brightwing in the middle of the map, going back for Starfungus going ahead and getting a lot of damage down onto the battlefield. Faldroth going back and forth, definitely better at clearing than poor Starfungus, but poor Starfungus can go and join. Meanwhile, we do have Jaeger over here doing Sylvanas things. He's going to be joined by Akari, coming in here and going to be doing a big old whirlwind right through all of these enemies' faces. Or maybe not, maybe he's going to settle on slamming 3 of them. We do go ahead and have the spell power camp already gone. And here goes everyone else just going ahead and falling right on down. Whereabouts trying to come in, but this is a bad place for Dahaka to be. Akari right on top of that, but does not have the stun. Jaeger is hot on their trail. Meanwhile, down here we have a little Broom Boy getting a little bit low. Solidarity is going through. No actual kills in this game yet. The biggest thing that's happened is, of course, that's still in the Mercenary camp. Bob in the middle of a lot of things goes in and takes a minigun blast to the face. Broom Boy getting pretty low. Jacqueline Hyde going in, trying to go ahead and hold their opponents in place. There is a freezing ground, but does not actually manage to stop anyone. Broom Boy taking a lot of damage, does not have a lot of mana left. Is right in the middle of a lot of opponents. Is being blocked, and we do have the first kill going on to May. Jacqueline Hyde goes and skewers that. They're moving in. They're trying to go ahead and get this. They also have control of the top shrines. So at the bottom, they will have their Dragon Knight available. Akari moving down, ready to get this, but Dahaka already there. It's going to be very, very close. I do think that, yes, they do get the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is picked up just before the top shrine. He's taken back by Dahaka. Faldroth comes back in here, goes ahead and says, "You're not going to hit me." Haha. Makes them waste a precious few seconds by getting right behind that gate, right before the foot would connect. However, down in the bottom lane, we do have Tychus going down, being killed by a dragon. Space Marine versus Dragon, we know who wins, and it was the little dragon too? With that being said, we have Bob going around, going in for a flank, trying to get behind. This dragon is getting a lot of damage on the material. Old Man Deckard Cain is about to be old punt factory Deckard Cain. Although it's actually Faldroth that looks like they're in a lot of damage. It's pulled back by the unstoppable Johanna. But nope, Johanna goes ahead and falls back. It looks like we will have the middle fort going down to all of this pressure. Faldroth looking very, very low. A slam might have been able to finish them off, and actually I may have spoken too soon, as the fort stays alive by the skin of his chinny chin chin. Is currently sitting at a mighty 2,300 health. 2,305 if you want to be technical. Dreamer! You didn't say all the numbers! We have another invasion going on, this time of going by the side of the Archons, and actually all 5 of them are here, but they are slightly, just smidges of a second too late, as that was picked up before they really got the engage going on. Sylvanas moves in, says, "Hey, we're all here. We're all in the area." Although Sonya has actually fallen back, we do go in and get a lot of damage onto that front wall. And by a lot, I mean all of the damage. The front wall is gone. We also have level 10s unlocked for both teams. We are going to go ahead and see Stay a While and Listen. As well as Isolation, Ice Wall, Phoenix, and Commandeer Odin. Sleep comes down as that Stay a While is actually used on Jacqueline Hyde. Broom Boy goes a little bit ahead, is being pegged on by Bob. On the other side, we do go and have Blink Heal, Mind Control, Wave Before Sleep, and Johanna just does not know. Jacqueline Hyde is making us all wait with bated breath to find out what she's going to go with, and the answer is we just do not know so far.
It won't be long before the shrines are ready for the taking.
All right, we have Jekyll and Hyde going through. Knocks people just a little bit back. We are a few seconds away. Up in the top lane, looks like there's another fight going on. Sonya having to fall back, but of course, as soon as I leave, we have a kill, because that is just what would happen, isn't it? Absolutely. The answer to that question is a resounding yes.
Avenge my husband. Earn his power and destroy your enemies.
Broomboy going in here, but they do not have Tychus just yet. This might be a little bit. We have Brightwing coming in, going ahead and healing that up. A lot of damage on the Broomboy. There is a stay a while and listen to go ahead and hold people in place. Li Ming is coming down, looking for this. We did finally have the Blessed Shield being chosen by Johanna. There is Dahaka. Dahaka joining the fight, leaving no one. So Sonya is moving down in order to become a Dragon Knight again as this big fight is happening down at the bottom lane. No one's there to stop. Actually, never mind. She turned around. She turned around. We have Dahaka moving back out of it, leaving this back to the 4 versus 4. Sonya moving down in order to intercept this. A lot of note does not go for the kill. Was going up there in case it happened, and was cruelly denied the chance to see a kill happen. Here we have everyone coming in again. Bob coming in for the flank. Does go ahead. Broomboy steps forward in order to move that orb. It gets a little bit deep into the enemy team, down to about 50% health. We also have Jekyll and Hyde also sitting pretty at about 50%. But we do have the bottom fort being taken. Sonya is here. This is 5 versus 4. Leap comes in. Leap goes ahead and gets a double stun onto both Deckard Cain and the Kael'thas. Deckard Cain looking very, very, very low, but not able to be finished off. Does actually manage to get out there just fine. There is a turnaround, but it is still 5 versus 4. Dahaka is not back down here just yet. But just look at a full disengage coming from the side of Icecrown Citadel Archons as Akari moves up and starts to lead the hit onto this mercenary camp. They are ready to go ahead and get this. Ready to start moving back in. Sonya is not here just yet. Is going ahead and soaking the middle at the moment. Mind control hits on Kael'thas. Deckard survived, almost certain death, but not this time the Kael'thas. However, there is a counter kill hitting the Li Ming. Li Ming got a little bit too up there. Was like ready to win, ready to run, ready to rock. We do go ahead and have a Dahaka joining us. It is a 4 versus 4 actually. 4 versus 3, never mind. I can do math. Math is hard. We do go to have the Dorito coming out. Does miss everyone. Jekyll and Hyde right on top of this. There is the stun onto Solidarity. Is trying to go ahead and stay alive. There is the pick off from the Brightwing, and we are down to 3 versus 3. We do have Jaeger going in and getting this while Sonya gets the top port, or the top shrine, whatever it's called. And it looks like Sonya is going to become the Dragon Knight once again. Akari is going to be a majestic dragon walking across the battlefield. I really, really like Akari, if you can't tell. The name is just the best name ever. And no, I'm not biased. I don't know what you're talking about. Dragon Knight coming in. It does have their sight set on this middle fort. Goes ahead and beats away one of the enemy team members. It was name was Tychus. I actually didn't see it before the kick. I had to look at the minimap and use my peepers. But my peepers are the best peepers. Broomboy goes ahead and gets knocked back by Jekyll and Hyde. We do go and have the Dorito going around. Does go ahead and catch the Dragon Knight. Deckard did take Scroll of Identity or Identify, but it's only 12 out of 30 stacks so far. Definitely not getting the value that they're looking for from it.
His strength was never yours to keep.
Alright, so they are looking to invade this camp. Sonya does move in as Jacqueline goes ahead and starts zoning out the opponents. Just going in a lot. We do have Dahaka coming in from the top, but does see 4 people there, and they decide this is not what they want to fight. I should move my mouse, and actually, wow, I just noticed the stupid cursor. I'll get that fixed in just a second, guys. My apologies. Can you tell I've been playing the game? Haha. Oh, great mind control. Unfortunately, it does hit May. But the polymorph does go ahead and stop May from using. Nope. There is that great sidewall Alyssa, but May does in fact go down. There is a leap, but leap ends up missing. Solidity is being attacked by Jacqueline Hyde. It looks like everyone will go ahead and survive, and there is a disengage happening. Let me go ahead and fix my mouse right quick. Boop, boop.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active again.
All right, we can go ahead and have the moving through. Shrines are coming up. The middle and bottom fort are already taken care of, and there are mercenaries just moving against a lot of these buildings. So they'll go in and get a little bit of extra experience by taking this out. Dahaka was trying to be sneaky. Slightly mistimed mind control, unfortunately, but they do go in and just a full engage up here.
But it really pleased you.
There's a Decker nearby, but they're just going to go in and have to give up this top fort as these just continue to pour in here.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Here is Jacqueline Hyde going through the middle. And it does look like they're just ready to get another Dragon Knight. Sonya is standing by in the center. This is going ahead and going to be grabbed and picked up almost immediately. Without Dahaka, their opponents just do not want to engage.
Fire comes for you.
And they are, of course, aiming for bottom lane. As mentioned, the bottom lane is typically the kill lane when it comes to this map. There's an ice wall coming out. Does actually end up missing just about everyone. And the Dragon Knight does go down. The keep is down to about 30% health. All right, there's a great leap. Catches two people. Tygus goes down. They're really engaged in Room Boy and Whereabouts both very low on health. Down to 400 on May. But it does look like they're not going to try and push it. Or are they? I might be lying to you guys. Yep, it does look like they've decided, nope, we want this fort. But they want this keep. We want this lane. Of course, they have not lost a fort yet, so this is continual catapult pressure across the bottom of the map. Jacqueline Hyde taking a lot of damage. There is a burrow onto the Dahaka. Polymorph comes down, and a lot of damage does end up getting picked off by that May. So that Feldroth is going to be the next target, but does go ahead into the relative safety to the other side of the battlefield. However, while they're falling back and while they're not able to be killed, they are not protecting this core. We do go to have the mind control lady on May, Unstoppable D coming out, but Drew Boy taking a lot of damage. Materium does move back in, tries to get onto Jacqueline Hyde, but here comes Brightwing, make sure that does not happen. The heal lands, and more importantly, the core goes down. Game number 1 goes in favor of the Icecrown Citadel Archons. Here we have the stats. I swear every single time this is slightly misplaced. Stop moving? Okay, that is not how you stop moving. Look at the stats at the end of the game. We do go and have in terms of healing. Brightwing, not surprisingly, we continuously saw over and over again. The Brightwing just coming in and saving people to the last second. Does do 77,000 healing over the course of the game. In terms of damage, we do go in and have Bob coming in with 60,000, Solidity coming with 51,000. Despite being blinded a lot of the game, I did definitely see a lot of flashlights coming off that Johanna. And then we do go and have Sylvanas being taken out, or not taken out, doing a lot of damage with 41,000, coming in third place as overall damage stats. In terms of that ever-important experience, we do have Dahaka leading the way, doing 16,000 worth of experience contribution. Sonya, not surprisingly, the other offlaner coming in second with 14,000. And then Sylvanas being number 3. With that, we'll go ahead and move into the waiting room for game number 3. Look forward to it, and I will see you in just a second. What the heck? This is not the screen we should be on right now. Okay, that's really weird. I was trying to show the bracket, but I guess now that the playoff things have been generated, then it doesn't really show it up anymore. Whoopsie. By the way, to anyone out there in Observerland, if at the bottom is not letting you talk because you have to verify your account, and you're like, yeah, I'm not super big on like giving Twitch my phone number because they obviously suck at like data protection. Uh, totally understand that. If you follow the channel, then 24 hours later you'll be able to talk. Won't really help you for today, but being who I am, I do kind of have to deal with hate raids from time to time. So it is definitely for my mental health that I don't let just anyone just start typing whatever they want within seconds of getting here. So sorry about that, but there is a relatively easy workaround. Press the follow button now, and you can talk as much as you want the next time I pick up a game you want to watch. Just wanted to let you know.
Battlefield of Eternity.
Oh, the cat obviously hit my camera. There we go. Easy fix, easy life. We do gonna battle plute. Ah, really should have gotten some water in between. Obviously not at my best right now. So we do go ahead and have Icecrown, Citadel, Archons, and Tactical Feed. As you can see, Tactical Feed is going to be going to ahead and getting the first ban, which tells us Battlefield of Eternity is a map being chosen by Icecrown, Citadel, Archon. They're going to get rid of Johanna. I don't blame them. Jacqueline Hyde was playing that amazingly. So definitely not something they want to see a second time. And here's the question: will ICCA's bans actually change for game number 2? The answer is I don't know yet, but I would suspect maybe not. Last time, if I remember correctly, they got rid of a Nubarak here, and I think their second ban was Stukov. And yes, once again, they do rid of a Nubarak. Sorry, don't mean to yawn in your face. I'm just very good at it. I don't mean to do it. I just, do. All right, Brightwing being the second ban. Again, a little bit of snarf respect happening. And our last ban. Is this going to be Stukov? Are they sticking with the same bottle plan? Bottle? They really have to think about it. The answer is yes, they do go and get rid of Stukov once again. I actually really wish that they had voice lines for when they were banned. Stukov would just be like didn't want to fight anyway.
I stand ready.
Ah, Creeper coming in with that raid. Thank you very much, sir. We are here in game number 2. I did not update the scores. I'm a flippin' noob. Oh my goodness, guys, don't look. I don't know what you're talking about. It's been updated the whole time. We do go and have Vala being taken first. Was not banned out this time, obviously, and intentionally. They do go ahead and pick that up. So Solidity is going from Tychus over to Vala. Slightly a safer pick now that Johanna is banned out, so you can't be blinded by her. We do go ahead and have Bob sticking to Li Ming like glue, but this time Snarf, not able to be the Brightwing, does go ahead and get onto the Anduin, the lad.
I heed the voice of Elune.
ECC is going to be the pick from Broomboy, not going with May this time around. Wants a little bit more, okay, I'm a little bit squishier, but my god, can I make plays? And we do go ahead and have Tarunda being the pick for my tier. Interesting, Tarunda, not what I would expect. Tyrande, one of the 3 heroes in Heroes of the Storm whose name starts with a TY. Do you know the other 2? You have Sonya being banned out, which is interesting because Sonya was actually the pick from Akari last time. Definitely means they have a plan for this map, and the plan is I don't want to fight against Sonya. Might be D.Va. Sonya does kind of mess D.Va up, to be sure. Hello, Sir Alain. I don't know why I just made your name French, but I certainly did, and you can't stop me. Sylvanas being the band, so just a lot of like very targeted pick. All 3 bands coming out of Tactical Feed were heroes played by ICCA in game numero uno. So we do have Dahaka being picked up by Akari, and Jacqueline Hyde not able to be on the Johanna is going to take the Muradin. And also the Candy Cane Muradin, which is like my favorite skin. It's kind of interesting that we had Akari going to Dahaka being like, yeah, we just did this matchup. I don't want to be in the other side of it, so no Sonya for you. All right. Oh, okay, double support. That makes more sense with the Tyrande. So we do going to have Feldroth landing on the Karazim. And then Diablo being the... Oh, double healer, double taken Vala? Interesting. Who is their offender? Who's fighting Dahaka? I have questions. I'm very excited to know the answer, though. It might be Diablo versus Dahaka, but still, I'm just made of excitement.
Here we go again.
Yeah, you're coming out on the Chromie. All right, here we go. Here are the teams. Looking at the 2. I am not a good enough player to have an opinion on what's going to happen right now. I have not really seen a draft like this, but I am super excited to see what happens with it. So here we go into the game and look forward to it. And yay. All right, and at the end of that amazing intro that was clearly made by someone super cute and also talented, we do go and have the game number 2. Icecrown, Citadel's Archons, the team in Cyan, already up 1-0, trying to go ahead and make this a clean domination to mess up Lydell's power rankings. We do go ahead and have Jacqueline Hyde playing the Muradin, Akari playing the Dakaka. I forgot his name for a second, so I'm amazing. Jaeger is going to go ahead and play the Chromie, Bob on the Li Ming, and is it Chromie and Li Ming? Interesting. We do go ahead and have Snarf Fungus is on the Anduin. On the other side, we do have Broom Boy playing the ETC. We do go ahead and get Solidity on the Vala, Faldroth on the Kerosene, Materium on Tyrande, and Whereabouts playing the Diablo. We do have ETC in top lane, actually. So a lot of just like, oh my gosh, here's a bunch of... I do have to wonder if we're going to have a time trap coming out. Vala does not have an easy escape to the time trap, nor does Tyrande. A lot of damage going into Kerosene. Kerosene got a little bit close and got whittled down. I did not have a stroke, I promise. Although it was one of those things I started doing. I'm like, what is my exit strategy from this joke? And the answer is I didn't have one, which is the best. We do go in and see the Perfect Storm at level 1, already up to 6. Also do have once again for the first time. Oh wow, we do have Li Ming getting picked up in the back. Very, very, very quick damage, but a lot of damage coming to Faldroth. Faldroth goes have to zoom out. Not looking very, very healthy. Li Ming just about to respawn. Solidity taking a lot of damage. Just have to get out of here on the Vala. Vala did take Puncturing Arrow at level 1. And then enhanced agility on that there Deheka. Which it definitely seems like the ETC is winning this little trade-off, but granted, Dahaka does have struggle until level 4. we got everyone moving back and forth. No one moving for camp. Actually, that's a big lie. We do have Kerosene up here taking the top camp. He stuck by me for just a second, but I caught him. It does look like this is realized, so the bottom camp is being picked up. I love how Star Fungus is like, I'm just going to stay right here. Jacqueline Hyde takes a good bit of damage. Is going to avoid that. There is a censure, goes ahead and stops Andor from moving, and the bottom camp is taken. Top camp will be taken in just a second. The Wolverine man is going ahead and knocking this down. That was your close-up for the game. I hope you liked it. I might do another one. I am known to do that. Oh, Jacqueline Hyde takes a good bit of damage. Does actually catch. Is down to, I don't know how much health. The answer is 0 now. This is the first 2 kills going to the side of Tactical Feet. The definite reversal. The 2 kills in the last game. It did win to the side of Icecrown, Citadel, Archons. But both sides are moving up to their Shaman camp. Yes, I say Shaman, fight me.
I shall purge your evil from this land, demon.
Bob already going and getting started. Oh, we do go and have Li Ming getting the Triumphant and also Force Armor. Looks like Li Ming is being left alone up top in order to try and race, but everyone else comes down here in order to defend this one. Now, Dahaka is staying in top lane in order to stop the Shaman camp, but no one is down below dealing with this one. So it is just going in and getting free push against this wall. They will, right now they are winning the race, but they're going to take a lot of damage from these, from this Shaman. I go back and forth. Whatever, it's my tongue. My tongue and you're not in charge of it. Oh, actually, speaking of not being in charge, we do got Chromie taking out ETC. The Old Country ETC is going the way of the Old Country Buffet. Actually, I think that's still in business. That joke did not work. Mine apology. Keldroth comes in here, but is right in the middle, does get stunned, and then double stun, getting a lot of damage. There is the Murda, and Murda goes ahead and gets the second kill. They are moving in a lot of damage. Lemon cannot keep up with this race. It does look like the Immortal is going to go this way, but there is a double stop coming from the Chromie. A lot of damage, and we do have Vala being taken out. Roomboy getting a lot, Roomboy retreating. There we go. Hey, words are hard. There is Wearaboots, Bromway coming through, as well as Faldroth, looking to go ahead and get some damage over the edge. It looks like Li Ming may actually go ahead and secure this, and we're down to 400. We're down to 0. We do go ahead and have the Immortal take it on the side of Icecrown, Citadel, Archons. Very, very much looked like that would not be the case, but you know what? Never doubt a fighter. Kahaka moving down below already. The entire front wall was taken out by that Shaman camp. On the opposite side, almost no damage done, because again, Dahaka did stay up there to fight it. Mortals are coming in to fight the Immortal. I feel like if you're Immortal, you just have to, contractually have to call everyone else Mortals. Like, just a style on them. It's just the way things work. And that will be taken out. They get the entire front wall, but they do not get the Moonwell. Relatively even damage, relatively expected damage coming out of that Immortal phase. Relatively even in terms of experience after all of that. Bob, very, very, very low on experience, is going to go ahead and pick this up. Drink from the cleansing Moonwell juices. Okay, that sounded super not okay. We do have ETC rotating up here. There's going to be a big fight, and Chromie is not on the battlefield. This could be terrible. It's only Jacqueline Hyde and Bob. A lot of damage. That orb went ahead and caught Tyrande in the butt. And speaking of getting caught in the butt, we do have the Demon Hunter gets Demon Hunted down as Chromie goes ahead and stuffs sand so far up her mouth she expires. That was a bit of a gruesome missile image, but you know what? It's not my fault she's a sand mage. What do you want me to do? Meanwhile, it does look like there's going to be a fight down here. However, actually, as I say a fight, Bob has come all the way down here, is chasing Cow. Bob wants dinner?
I will reach your position shortly.
I'm preparing myself because I will reach my position shortly. There is the stasis as Dahaka burrows down. Burrows deep. Level 10s are unlocked on the side of Icecrown Citadel Archons. We are going to have the Avatar coming out from Muradin. We're going to have a Light Bomb on the Anduin. That is Temporal Loop. And that is indeed what we saw from Chromie. I thought it might be. We have the Isolation, but Leaning does not yet know. Leaning is probably waiting to see if ETC takes Mosh Pit, because obviously Wave of Force is just sort of the counter to that. So she's going to hold hers until the enemy team gets to level 10. And ETC does indeed take Mosh, so that should trigger, yep, Wave of Force. Exactly the way I thought that would end up working. We do have a Starfall coming down and a lot of stuns landing. Jaeger is being hunted down by Feldroth. Punch, punch, punch happening. But Feldroth actually does not get the kill. A lot of damage coming in, but the entire backline looking not too healthy. Vala goes ahead and hunts down that Chromie. We have the Leaning going down. Both mages no longer in the fight. Here's a lot of damage coming in. Feldroth is being focused on right now, but it is a 5 versus 3, and we should have Icecrown Citadel Archons in a full retreat. Akari getting a lot of damage, and no more damage can be done. They are going in, trying to get what damage they can done. But Jacqueline Hyde is not great at this. Go, go, Karazim. All right. Protective area as the Leaning goes up to the top and goes ahead and starts doing what damage that can be done. So they are rotating in order to protect the top bit. Make sure that Leaning can't get free damage. But of course, this is the thing. This is why Leaning is so good at this map. Those orbs, they either hit the Immortal or they get blocked. And if they get blocked, she just gets another one almost immediately. So it's very, very hard to stop her. There is that. A lot of sand comes down onto the ETC. There is Bob. Bob teleports in with the Light Bomb. Gets a lot of damage. Boom Boy looking not too healthy. But it's actually Murden that goes down. Murden jumps in and just jumps into a boatload of damage. All right, there is a kill on Diablo. Diablo goes ahead and loses his soul, so he's not going to be a real boy when he comes back.
Our triumph brings order to this realm.
Jacqueline Hyde telling us to stack the stacks, and nice.
I shall march for Hell's Gates.
Here is the Immortal going in, doing a lot of damage. They started on this one last time, and now they're going to finish it. The fort goes down, and they are starting to push for the keep wall. Will they be able to get any towers out of this? The Immortal is already very unhealthy and taking a lot of damage. But they do get at least one of the keep towers, and it looks like the gate as well. Jacqueline Hyde having to fall back. There is a stun onto Snarfungus. Great time stop coming in. A lot of damage happens as soon as it finishes. All right, nice pull out for Jacqueline Hyde. Does go ahead and stop a lot of that murder and damage. Dahaka has come up and joined the fight. ETC is not here yet. And with Mosh Pit, he cannot mirror Dahaka's movements. Stage Dive, he can just come up here as well. All right, there is Murden going down to the punchy punch punch of Karazim. And it looks like the top camp will be taken by the side of Tactical Feed. Man, Pro Boy takes so much damage from a full combo when he's only sitting at 68 souls. does look like both teams are going to be going for their shaman camp, but it looks like poor Anduin. Okay, like Star Fungus really. Okay, no, Dahaka is coming up. Rhonda goes in and scouts this out. Are they going to try for an invade? That's got to be something you're worried about. Bob, that's a dangerous place to stand when you're worried about an invade. But we do go ahead and everyone's just moving through. A lot of damage being done to this camp. And once again, Li Ming already on the job, trying to make sure to do damage to this immortal. But meanwhile, up top, there is the race on. Here's the engage onto, oh, nice teleport back. Just barely misses that follow-up flip. They've already cleaned up the top camp. Kerosene is now in lane. So that does go and trigger Icecrown Citadel to move down, start hitting this one, because they say, okay, Kerosene is not able to fight right now, so let's move in. Juggling High takes a good bit of damage. All right, there was the light bomb. A lot of damage landing on the ETC as they tried to do a mosh pit and failed. Does get taken out by the Chromie, which Chromie does indeed get steak for dinner, although Li Ming was the one that wanted steak, so maybe not the victory they wanted, but the victory they will absolutely take. Colin Drop takes a lot of damage. He's trying to run away. Room Boy down to about not a lot of health. I'm going to say about 40%. And then we do go ahead and have Jacqueline Hyde and everyone moving up north. Does avoid the Tyrande Owl. Does not want to do half damage anytime soon. Is half damage, right? Nope, 35% damage. That moment where you say something, you're like, I have no idea if I'm talking about my ass. Talking out of my ass, not about my ass. Wow. And here he comes. Ilariel. Here comes everyone else kind of moving on through, doing absolutely every second of the damage. We are going to have the second port of the game going down once again, being taken out by the might of the Icecrown Citadel Archons as they go ahead and start moving through. There is the damage on display. Everyone comes in. Oh my goodness, I think they meant in to try and be aggressive to save their character, but they did end up losing Vala in the exchange. Lot of damage coming on through. All right, Diablo goes down and once again loses their souls. Meanwhile, we do have a still very healthy immortal going straight into for core. But guys, you're losing it. You need to take out all of the forts in order to like get all the experience. That's my Storm League in a nutshell. It does look like they may not be going for win right here. A fall drop very, very, very low in the back line, trying to basically be Zeratul and died kind of like Zeratul does whenever he tries that. Be careful, but they do go in and get the Murden, so they do get the trade out. A lot of catapult pressure will be mounting in this bottom lane because we now have a catapult being launched every single time there is a wave that comes out. It does look like they will go ahead and try and take the consolation prize of top lane camp, but the enemy team is already on their way. Should be able, yeah, I was gonna say no real issue. It does look like both teams are going to go ahead and take their shaman camp. They'll finish it first, but the real questions are going to try and... They are on the even talent tiers. An invasion wouldn't be terrible, but it looks like they will not have a chance.
Our eternal battle will soon be upon you. And
in 22 seconds, we do have the immortal spawning one more time. Here we go ahead and have everyone moving through. Quite a bit of just instantaneous clear. It looks like both shaman camps will be clean. Whereabouts goes ahead and take the free cannonball to the butt. Cannonball!
Repent before my wrath, demon.
We are up to 94 stacks on Perfect Storm. A lot of damage on. Oh, goodness. I don't know what just hit Broomboy. I'd be very curious because his health just melted. I'm guessing it must have been a full leaning combo because, again, he only has 37 souls, so he's not the big Diablo beefy tank we're used to. There's the stun on Diablo. They are trying to move in. Whereabouts takes a lot of damage. There is the Light Bomb. Light Bomb goes ahead and stuns the ETC, and the ETC will go down. We're going to have burgers for dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Faldroth is in the back line trying to be Zeratul. Does go ahead and disappear with 7-sided strike, but a lot of damage and does go ahead and go down. We do have Diablo also falling. Materium is trying to fall back. Does not have a lot of health, but is going to get out of here for the time being. We do go ahead and have the Immortal being picked up by Icecrown, Citadel, Archons. Power overwhelming, as might be said.
We stand victorious. Red team's core is under attack.
All right, Crow Magnum is going ahead and be taken out, but we do go ahead and have the core going down and a domination happening for Icecrown Citadel Archons, taking out the third place tactical feed in an amazing fashion. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a interview set up for you fine feathered people. I don't know why you're feathered, but you are. Cat, will you stop moving the camera? Appreciate it. All right, and we'll have to see if we get joined by anyone for an interview. In the meantime, we do go ahead and have stats to go over real quick. In terms of the healing wars, very, very even. We do have Tyrande and Anduin both doing about 62,000 healing over the course of the game. Kerosene, of course, the X Factor to do an additional 33,000. Looking in terms of damage, we do have Li Ming I say running away because she crossed the 70,000 mark, but Chromie also did 69,000. Nice. And Vala did 69,000. Nice. And then lastly, we do go and have ETC leading the soak race, getting 15,000 soak over the course of the game. 14,000 soak coming out of Dahaka. Do not have anyone joining me for an interview just yet. Give them another little bit. Here are the talents as we wait. If you love them, if you hate them, if you want to copy them, if you want to like put them in your pocket and hold them forever, certainly can do so. Again, I am not a good enough player to actually speak intelligently about like whether these talents are good, bad, or whatever. And we still do not have anyone in this lobby. Let me real quick go over their overall stats. And if we still don't have anyone, we'll just have to call it. So, as we can see, Jacqueline Hyde is their tank player. Though, actually, as I say that, has played a lot of Stukov and Anduin, apparently. KDA of 3.1, kill probability 87%. Tends to have level advantage. Oh. Looks like we may thankfully be in an interview.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Actually, this works out perfectly because I was just going over your stats on screen. Uh, I have to ask. So when I pull up your information, it says your 3 most played heroes this season of NGS are Johanna, Anduin, and Stukov.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is there a tank war going on in your team as to which one you have to play?
No, it's less a tank war and more we started the season with some folks on some roles, and then we got midway through the season and in the back half said, we need to make a change. So now I'm tanking instead of healing.
All right, definitely makes sense. That also explains quite a bit because it was funny. After game 1, I went and looked at the standings and I was very, very surprised. So I guess the second question I have is, do you have any words for all of the people watching this who are suddenly very thankful they won't have to face you in playoffs?
Um, you know, it's been a wild ride. My first time captaining a team in NGS, so it's been a learning experience. I've been out of the whole competitive scene for a while.
I mean,
So next time.
just wait. Season 13 is going to be their unlucky number for a reason. I'm putting words in your mouth.
Sounds about right. We're just here to mess with the power rankings this week.
So going into game number 1 on Dragonshire, the thing I noticed the biggest about that map is that they had Dahaka and you had Sonya, and it seemed like Sonya rotated to bottom more often than Dahaka did, which just confused me to no end.
Yeah, Kari is an absolute offlane monster, so I love having her on my team. And she just keeps the pressure on.
I also did notice that you guys spent a lot of, you guys secured every Dragonite, but you got one of the Dragonites super, super early in the game. I've always been told that you don't really want to fight for Dragonite before like level 7. Was that just a Dragonite of opportunity, or do you have a different philosophy?
I think in general you want DKs more than not. There's kind of a hierarchy of needs that goes into that with like, do you have siege? Do you not have siege? Because if you don't have siege but you have a good kill comp, a DK might give you a lot more value. If you have really good siege and terrible fighting over the point, then you don't need the DK. You can just kind of go off on your own. So it's a little complicated to just say like, oh yes, this is right all the time one way.
Darn it, we are here for short answers to complex problems.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Battlefield of Eternity, obviously after game 1, you decided you did in fact want the Dahaka because Akari was coming down anyway. I apologize if I'm asking all my questions about the offlane, but I'm an offlaner, it's what I notice. But what led you guys into having a double mage going into their double tank, double heals?
We highlighted it in draft and said, this seems weird. And then they made something more weird in draft. So we said, okay, sure, why not?
It was, I swear, if someone looked at this later, they'd be like, okay, something's wrong with the website. It like shuffled around who was playing which character.
Mm-hmm.
But still was an absolutely crazy game. What did you guys have a specific plan on order to like deal with just how strong their front line was? Because you seemed very, very effective at actually getting to the Vala and making them uncomfortable. Was it just the Chromie being able to pull them back into an area you could kill them?
Yeah, Jaeger was doing a lot of really good point control with the traps. And then I just got to kind of focus my life on, since we didn't really have a way to kill Diablo, I didn't really need to fuss with him at all. My 2 targets were either Kerazim or Vala, and that makes it really easy for me.
Well, I will say we definitely got a lot of. I think by the end of the game, you were up to like 90 stacks, which is a insane amount. Um, so
It's not as many as I might have hoped, but yeah, I also wasn't autoing as much as I thought I might have been able to, being wall bounced and seven-sided out of my mind.
okay, as I said that, I'm like, wait a minute. When I play on Artanis, his stacking quest, you went like 400. So maybe 90 is not that crazy a number. Whoops. Bronze level skills showing through. But yeah, very, very, very well played. I do have to ask, even though I already completely know the answer, where does the name Icecrown Citadel Archons come from?
Well, our org is Icecrown Citadel, and our team name was kind of voted up beforehand. I don't think I had much say in it. My friend Lich Queen just kind of asked me, "Hey, do you want to captain a team?" And I said, "Sure." And luckily, basically the first 5 people to apply were all pretty cool.
That's what you're looking for. Um,
Hmm.
I've definitely been on the other side of some of those discussions. But yeah, those are the questions I had prepared for you. Let me go and turn it over to you for the shoutouts I'm sure you want to give.
Well, it's the end of the season, so as far as shoutouts go, I got to shout out the whole crew. We've got Starfungus, who started off as DPS and now is healing. We've got Jaeger, who's been just a baller at DPS the whole way through. Akari, who's been just powerlifting in the off lane. Bob, who started off as our tank and then decided to join the ranks of the DPSers and just make people's lives miserable whenever he gets Li Ming. And then finally, our unsung hero of the night is Avar, who is our sub and has come in real handy with some just absolute monstrous Greymane games. So, I think I got everyone there.
Sounds like it, at least to me. I don't know for an absolute fact, but I heard a lot of names. Also, you want to shout out the other team for being great sports and putting up in a great competition?
Yes. Thank you. Mildly emotional night for me. But the our friends over at Tactical Feed, amazing game series. I couldn't think of a better way to end the season. I mean, other than, winning.
Well, you did that as well. So that is it. I will go ahead and leave you to enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I'll try not to.
Um, and yeah, very, very, very fun games. Very exciting. Very unexpected game. That game too. It's one of those. Normally, at the end of a draft, I'm always like, okay, looking at things. Here's sort of what I predict. This one, I was like, I have never seen a game like this. I'm just, we'll find out.
Div A strats. And thank you so much for casting us tonight, by the way.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. I'm glad I got to pick it up. I haven't gotten to cast you guys all season, and I was like, yeah, I should do that.
Well, we always love having you.
Well, season 13, I will try and get you guys again because season 13 has already been declared to be the season of Raka. I'm coming in a big way.
Oh, snap.
So, see you in the next one and have a great night.
You too. Take care.
All right, and with that, it does look like there is no one else in NGS currently streaming. So we're going to go ahead and go bug Elixia. Elixia was the other team that I was almost going to cast tonight, but like I said, I had never gotten to cast this one. I've cast her team twice, whatever she might tell you. So we're going to go say hi. Had to look at how to spell her name.